Alright, howdy rowdy everyone, Lightning here, and I'm here with my review for The Walking Dead, Season 9, Episode 15, titled The Calm Before. Now, I have I have quite a bit of criticism for this episode, and this is just at the end regarding the Pike victims and whose heads were on the pikes. I will do a completely separate video on that, giving my criticism of that. Not in this review episode, or not in this review. Anyway, so I thought this was such a strong episode, a very good episode, probably the best episode that the show has ever done. So 10 out of 10, best episode ever. Alright, so let's start off. I thought it was nicely paced, because the title of the episode is The Calm Before, and you're supposed to finish it with The Calm Before the Storm. The storm is going to be tonight's episode. But anyway, so I thought the build-up was really good, nice and calm. Everything at the fair is going wonderful. You just see a bunch of trading going on, people just having a good time, all of that stuff. I thought that was really good build-up. And then next thing you know, you see Alpha at the fair, wearing a green dress, and she has this blonde wig on. Well, where did she get the blonde wig? Well, she and her Whisperers attacked this mini convoy from Hilltop, which had this blonde woman named Hild, and then I think they killed all 4 of the people in that convoy. Alpha skinned that blonde woman named Hild, took her green dress, took her hat, and scalped her for her blonde hair. And then I think that blonde woman Hild from Hilltop had a husband named Miles. He was also killed, except the Whisperers skinned his face, and one of the Whisperers we see in this episode is wearing that guy's face. Ugh, so creepy. So that's how Alpha got into the fair, and I'm pretty sure she picked all of her victims just by random. But the one exception, maybe Henry. That one exception, but I don't know. I will get to that in just a minute. Anyways, so that's how Alpha was able to infiltrate the fair. I thought it was very well done. Samantha Morton, like 10 out of 10 acting in this episode. Really liked it. And Alpha was just such a snake, just going around Kingdom like, "Oh, I'm Deborah from Alexandria, and you can call me Debbie." She's talking to King Ezekiel, like, "Do you hear that Michonne came? Or can you believe that Michonne came?" Like, she heard all of this just from people talking at the Kingdom. She just absorbed it into her mind to use it in conversations. Like, I thought that was so sneaky and snake-like. Oh, creepy. Creepy. And anyways, but that convoy that Alpha and the Whisperers attacked is discovered by the Highwaymen, and then I think Magna, Yumiko, some other Hilltoppers, Daryl, Carol, Michonne, they all discover it, and they all decide to split up. So Daryl, Carol, and Michonne go off, and then Yumiko joins them, and then Magna, the other Hilltoppers, I think they head back to Kingdom, and then the Highwaymen, leader Ozzy, his right-hand man, Alec, and then DJ, a former savior who is now at Alexandria, they go off to see if they can find these people, if they're still alive, which they aren't, but they don't know that yet. And then it cuts to night immediately with Daryl, Carol, Michonne, and Yumiko coming across some walkers, and 2 of the walkers they come across are they were from that Hilltop convoy, and then they start killing all these walkers. The next thing you know, the Whisperers come out, and one Whisperer is wearing that guy Miles from Hilltop. He's wearing that guy's face, like they skinned him. The next thing you know, they're surrounded. Beta shows up, and I like what Beta says to them. He says, all we wanted was the girl. No one else had to die, but now that deal is over. He said no one else had to die, meaning that the pike victims were already killed and piked. So you know that's by the time that happened. This happens at night. That the Alpha's pike victims were already killed and piked. That's how you know. And then Alpha comes back. She comes back in her usual outfit and has a bloody machete and said, I encountered some trouble on the road. And then she decides to take Daryl to a certain location, and they're standing over this cliff, and she shows him a sea of walkers. Literally a sea of walkers. We already got a hint at this back in season 8, in the season 8 finale, at the end, where it showed this gigantic herd of walkers. Like, there were so many. So that was a little Easter egg of what was to come. Very clever there, writers. And Alpha basically tells Daryl, like, if your people cross into our land, and that my horde will cross into yours, so you best not cross into our land again. And then Daryl asks her, like, so where is this border then? Because how are we supposed to know to not cross your border? And she says, I've marked the border to the north, and this section is mine. This section of land is mine, and I've marked the border to the north. And Alpha basically lets him go. I can see why she didn't kill him, because she's like, you know what, I don't need to kill you. You could just go discover the border, and then that will just be enough to kill you internally. And then when Daryl is walking off, Carol, Michonne, and Yumiko catch up to him because I think Beta let them go. Yeah, that was sort of the plan from Alpha. They meet up and then they head to the border where they discovered the heads on the pikes. Alright, here we go. We're going to go down from how they showed it, from the camera angle. So first off, we see Ozzy, the leader of the Highwaymen. He got decapitated and piked. Next, we see Alec, the second in command of the Highwaymen, decapitated and piked. Third person we see, DJ, former savior, now in Alexandria, decapitated and piked. Fourth victim, we see Frankie, one of Negan's wives, now in Alexandria, decapitated and piked. The fifth victim we see, Tammy Rose, Hilltop, wife of Earl Sutton, decapitated and piked. Just like her comic book counterpart, and I thought it was very well done. Very well done. Very good death. Number 6, we see Rodney, one of the Hilltop teens, decapitated and piked. Number 7, we see Addie, or Adeline, one of the Hilltop teens, decapitated and piked. The 8th victim, Enid. That was a big one. We see Enid. She was the community doctor at Hilltop, decapitated and piked. Number 9, we see Tara. Tara, the leader of Hilltop, decapitated and piked. And number 10, we see Henry, Prince Henry of the Kingdom, decapitated and piked. And it's just very heartbreaking for Daryl, Carol, Michonne, and Yumiko to discover this site. And then, and as it's showing some of the victims, it cuts back to certain characters looking for them, like, where are these people? So I thought that was very well done. Now, the pike victims themselves, like I said, I'm making a whole nother video on that because I have a number of words to say about these pike victims, or the picks for the pikes. Yeah, picks for the pikes. Alright. And then it cut Or, oh wait, no, they found Sadiq before they discovered the Pikes. Sadiq was tied to a tree. How could I forget about him? Sadiq was tied to a tree because he got kidnapped by the Whisperers and was going to be one of the Pike victims, but Alpha let him live for some reason. I think just for him to see all 10 of these people get decapitated. Wow. So that's what happened, and Sadiq gives a speech at the end, at the fair, or at Kingdom, saying how all of them fought till the end, which we got a little flashback sequence of how that went down. And originally, Ozzy, DJ, and Alec were not supposed to be Pike victims, but they jumped in to save them, and that's why... But then eventually they all got surrounded by more Whisperers, because that's the one thing that Alpha has going for her with her and her Whisperers, is that they may not have, like, the firepower or weapons, but they have the numbers. And numbers can overwhelm. So yeah, Alec, Ozzy, DJ were not supposed to be Pike victims, but since they were there and were killing some of Alpha's Whisperers and they got surrounded, Alpha was just like, oh well, might as well kill you guys too. Because I think Alpha had picked 8 people at first before DJ, Ozzy, and Alec came in. You had for 8 people, you had Henry, Tara, Enid, Addie, Rodney, Tammy, who else? Frankie, and Sadiq. Those were the 8 people that Alpha was going to decapitate and Pike. But since DJ, Ozzy, and Alec came into the cavalry, Alpha's like, I'll just decapitate and Pike you guys as well. And if she had done all that to all of the victims she had tied up, that would have been 11. But no, she decided to number it down to 10 and left Sadiq alive to to witness what she did, which was decapitate these people and then put their heads on pikes. And so he can just live with it. Like, wow, so traumatizing. But anyways, that's how the episode ends, and it ends with Lydia by herself going up to Henry's grave. I guess they buried everyone where their heads were on the pikes, and she put her hilltop necklace down. And to me, that was so dumb. Like, how are you supposed to remember him if you take the necklace off? Really? That's the one tiny criticism I have of this episode, but it's still 10 out of 10. It's not enough. This episode I still rate 10 out of 10, but that's still, that tiny bit of criticism is not going to knock this episode down for me. That'd just be really dumb. Anyways, so that's how the episode ends. Like I said, 10 out of 10 episode. Now, as for the picks for the Pikes, that's a whole nother video coming next week, and to be honest, I don't feel like doing a predictions video for tonight's episode because I really don't know what's going to happen, and right now I'm kind of pissed off. Like I said, it's about the picks for the Pikes that I will have to let out all my thoughts on, and I'm going to do that next week. So only this weekend you're going to get one Walking Dead video, which is my review video of Season 9, Episode 15, The Calm Before. Next week, you'll get my review of The Walking Dead Season 9's final episode, Episode 16, The Storm. And then you'll get my overall view of Season 9, or my overall review of The Walking Dead Season 9, as the season will have ended. And then I will do another video discussing my thoughts on the picks for the Pikes. So you'll get 3 videos next week. So look forward, or 3 videos next weekend. So look forward to that. Alright, but that's pretty much it for my review of The Walking Dead's Season 9, Episode 15, The Calm Before. So, anyway guys, this is Like T75, Real T75 signing off. I will see you for the next not the next episode. I will see you for the next Walking Dead video. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.